Hey guys, what is up and welcome back to this video. So guys, today has just been an absolutely amazing day. You know, when you have one of those days where the energy is just flowing, you feel so grounded and in the moment, and it was just truly transformational. And I think that came from yesterday where, I was so tired. I got 4 hours sleep and really I was exhausted, and I just was struggling to function yesterday efficiently. So today I got my normal sleep and everything like that, and then I'm back with vengeance. I wanted to film this. I just literally had some Indian food. It was fantastic. We get it from this place called Raj Palace, and this is no plug for Raj Palace. They're fantastic though. Their food is just phenomenal. But there's a lot of Indian food here in Calgary actually, and it's all great stuff. And I've just had a massage before that. What a fantastic way to end the day. And now I'm just watching the sunset over the Rocky Mountains while speaking to you guys. So it couldn't be more perfect. I said to my girlfriend, I gotta go out and make a vlog. I want to capture this. So what a better day than to talk about something that everybody experiences. Debilitating, it's horrible, and it can ruin your chances of success in anything in life. Moving to Canada, starting a successful business. And it's fear. And fear used to always be in the back of my mind as something that was big, and I guess it had just kind of been drilled into me since I was a child, because my parents were always very careful. We were never in a place of abundance by any stretch of the imagination. So they had to be careful. And I'm glad they were, because it brought me into the person that I am right now. But, fear is mostly just us predicting what's going to happen next. So when we're fearing something, it's mostly something in the future. It's something that hasn't happened. So even if you just think of that, that can sometimes be enough to eradicate fear, because it hasn't happened. How can you fear something that hasn't happened? Well, the 2,000-year-old mind is very, very, very clever, because it's designed to keep you alive, and it's not designed to make you happy. You have to be the founder of your happiness and joy and everything like that. And this video, fear, I was thinking, how on earth can I put this into a video? How on earth can I help and give some tips? And I've been learning psychology and everything like that. It's going to be a continuous learning for me, so I can give back to people, whether it's through videos like this or whatever way. I don't plan to be a psychologist and sit down with people who have problems and stuff like that, but I think it's a great idea to understand the way the brain works and really take control of the mind. So fear, how can we eradicate fear? So one of the best ways you can eradicate fear is really be grateful. And I learned this the hard way. I learned most things the hard way, guys. No joke. So basically, it was when we were in that apartment in Toronto, I was very depressed. And I was fearing that we were going to have to move back to the UK. And obviously, like I said to you guys, that hadn't actually happened yet I was fearing it. And we don't often think, hold on a second, this hasn't actually happened. We often just think we're playing in the future too much. And that's why meditation and mindfulness and stuff like that really helps you be happy, because you're more grounded to this moment versus in the future or the past. And the past will cause you anxiety, the future may cause you fear. So the thing is, fear, you can eradicate it through gratitude. Gratitude is one of the most powerful things, and something that was probably left out in my life, like the sincerity of gratitude. And we really have to be thankful of where we are, what we have. Like, you're not gonna get from where you are now, wherever you are, if you're planning to move to Canada, you're not gonna get to wherever you are unless you actually become grateful of where you are right now. Like, what can you be grateful of right now? And it's incredibly important and powerful to do that, I think, for multiple different reasons. It's helped me through a lot of tough times, I can tell you. when I was very depressed and I thought everything was caving in. You know, my girlfriend, she wanted to move back. Seemed like we were going to be moving back, and it was all kind of going to shit, so to speak, or so I thought in my head. And that doesn't help you. It doesn't serve you in any way. I was fearing that it was all going to go to shit. And then I listened to this book, which was on Spotify, called Tony Robbins' The Edge. And it was like my introduction to what was going to be a massive psychological journey. And not just with Tony. Tony's a great guy, fantastic teacher, and he really teaches you how to use your mind and everything like that. There are many other teachers and resources that I use other than him that are just as fantastic. In fact, there's a book that I want to recommend to you guys, which is just amazing, and it was written by a guy who lived in Ilfracombe in England, believe it or not, which seems weird because Woolacombe, which is right by Ilfracombe, was where I was always took as a child, where we always went on vacation. So the book is called As a Man Thinketh, and I'll put it in the description on Amazon, and it's like $10, and in England it's probably £7 or £8. It might even be cheaper because it was produced by a guy who lived there, so I don't know. But Amazon publishes this book, and it was written in 1903. That is a fantastic book, and even though it's As a Man Thinketh, you know, some of the things in there are applicable to women too. Now, I don't want to be called sexist or anything like that, because that's not what this is about, but men and women have different characteristics of the mind. Our minds are not the same. Women have bigger brains, actually, and they are actually smarter than men. That's a fact. But the thing is, that book is written for men. It's not written for women. So if you apply a lot of the techniques in there, you might think, well, that doesn't work for me. That's not my value. But most men are going to read that book and think, yeah, that makes total sense. And, you know, I just picked up that book this morning at around 3:30, and I started reading for half an hour, and I finished the book. I read half of it last night, half of it this morning. And I think that's the reason I went into today in such a state that I'm in, because you fill your mind with such goodness at the start of the day. It just makes you so grateful for everything that happens. And today, you know, everything didn't go right. So don't think that, like, you know, we had to install this machine. It took a hell of a long time, and it didn't really go to plan. But you know what? The whole time I was very present, very grounded, very there. The book is just quite an amazing text, so go check out that book. Anyway, I'm going off topic a little bit here, guys, but anyway. So basically, what I'm saying about fear is gratitude is the answer to eradicating fear. The other thing that you can use to eradicate fear is, why are you doing this? That is so important, and we often forget it. I forgot it many of times, and I look back now and I think, wow, that could have really helped me if I just reminded myself more of what the why is. So like, if your drive is to move to Canada and you also have a fear that it's not going to work out, constantly remind yourself why you're doing that. Not only is that going to create more motivation, it's also going to create more drive to get things done. And you'll have less fear along with that, because when you're motivated, you're less fearful and you actually think better. When we're fearful, we tend to actually do things really stupidly. Our brains are just not acting rationally. When we're fearful, our IQ actually drops. So being fearful is not a powerful state, and it's one I try and avoid all the time. Think of it like this. If somebody said to you, let's say you fear roller coasters, you cannot stand roller coasters, and then somebody says to you, I will give you £1 million if you go on this roller coaster. Well, the chances are you're going to do it, aren't you? Because the end result was more than the actual process of doing. And that's quite powerful, because you need to remember that, because that is everything in life when you really think about it. If your why is strong enough, you will do it. You will figure it out. Our minds are more powerful than you think, but our minds aren't powerful at all when we're clouded by fear and poor judgment and things like that. I hope this video was kind of helpful for you guys. I mean, the reason I thought about doing a video about fear is because everybody can relate to this, but not everybody knows how we can eradicate it, how we can outsmart our mind. Because for me, I believe our mind and soul are separate. And you don't have to believe this, but our soul is our subconscious. That is the thing that keeps us alive. Like when you're driving, you're not thinking about everything you're doing. Your soul is driving you. And that's how sometimes we're almost on an autopilot and we forget details as we go along. When you first started driving a car, didn't you struggle to do the gears and operate the car at the same time? It was very difficult, if not overwhelming. I thought so. But the thing is, once you get doing it, the subconscious takes over. And the subconscious is so much more powerful than the mind. There's a famous cliche quote, but it's, if you're in your head, you're dead. And that is so true, because if you overthink things, I used to be an overthinker for sure, but if you overthink things, then you're never going to get anywhere in life. You're just going to end up in procrastination, which is the opposite of getting things done. It's the opposite of energy. It's the opposite of drive, and it's debilitating. It's horrible. You don't want to be there. So anyway, today is March 18th. We've got another blessed day where it's 19 degrees. I mean, what the hell? This is just unbelievable, really. And but what can I say? The weather is, we've only been here 2 years, and apparently the 2 years we've been here have been like record-breaking rain and all kinds of other shit. So maybe this is more of a typical spring, but it is very, very warm and it's very, very nice. But I remember to appreciate and give thanks to it, because it won't last. But when the rain comes and when the cloud comes, give thanks to that too, because they're equally as beautiful. You know, beauty is perception. Some people find rain amazingly beautiful. Others think it's the worst thing in the world. But it's what you think that really matters. How are you going to direct your thought? But anyway, guys, I hope this video was really some sort of help for you. It's been an amazing day. Tomorrow's going to be an even better one. I will see you in the next video, guys. Peace and love to you guys. Bye.